Where my stick? Yeah, boy. What's going on, family? It's your girl, Guruji Chastity, and we are here with another community Reiki share, okay? Look, we haven't had one of these in a minute. No cap, no cap. You know, I was doing these, we had a couple back home before I left Nashville, but ever since I moved, I wasn't quite ready to kind of expand it and to continue it on. And so I'm excited to be here today. And let me just tell you what kind of jump started, like, yo, get my motivation back together is that I've recently had the opportunity to give Reiki a couple of distant sessions, but also in person. And that just kind of reignited, reinvigorated my entire foundational healing technique, which is Reiki, okay? Reiki is my main tool, my main method of alternative healing for doing the work that I do. It's the foundation of everything. And so because I studied Reiki, it allowed me to branch out into all of these different spiritual topics and things that I talk about alongside, you know, my personal experience. And so I will say today, because I am taking it back old school, right? If you've been following me from the beginning, you know, them whiteboard videos used to be hitting. You feel me? I would have a good ideogram on the board and we would get to teaching and I got the breakdowns, right? A lot of my students get to utilize those videos in the program because I added in. So I had to go back to the basics, okay? And so I got a couple of things written out for us. Now, the reason why I'm telling you that is because since I'm writing on the board to make sure it wasn't flipped and you could read it, I had to put my phone the other way, so I can't actually see the screen. I'm looking at the back of the phone, right? And so if you are having any questions or saying anything, just know I'm not being rude, I'm not ignoring you, and in fact, I will respond after the live comes off, but that is why, right? Because I wanted to make sure while I'm explaining and reading this, it wasn't flipped or upside down and you could actually read it. And so my intentions today is not to hold you too long, right? Traditionally, if we were doing a Reiki share in person, it would be about 45 to 60 minutes because it would be laid out in just a certain way to where that engagement would be a thing, right? But what I am learning or getting the opportunity to learn and receive the data is from you guys, right? And so I've had community shares in the past to where we haven't really had a lot of engagement is like we would if we were in person, but you guys come to receive the download, but it's just like, yo, you're getting a download. And for me, the community Reiki shares, I wanted it to be an opportunity for you to engage your own level of healing and not just have me up here teaching, right? But that's a little hard when we're doing things virtually and when it's live sometimes. And so what I'm working to do this time is to drop in, give you a download about Reiki, but then do something interactive together, right? Whether that is a group meditation or I bring in another healer, whatever the case may be, some music, whatever the case may be. And so today, I'm going to do a general breakdown of the chakras so you can take inventory, right? And especially around this holiday season with the depression, sad, seasonal anxiety, depression, right? And so that, also the holidays, right? Being out with all of those people, mixing, mingling energy. You just want to check in, make sure your shit is straight, okay? And so that's what we're going to do today. And then I'm going to guide you through I believe it's about 6 minutes, a 6-minute guided Reiki infused meditation to just really get you moving and grooving, okay? Now, before we start on the live training about the Reiki today, I just want to preface that I do have my notes down here. I got my water. And then, you know, I always like to teach from the heart, flowing from the heart, but I also have some notes. So this, see this right here? When you get a Reiki session with me, after your session, you get this nice little packet that tells you all about Reiki, right? A nice little packet that tells you about Reiki. And then on the very last sheet, this is the opportunity where we get clear on your self-care plan. So whatever came up during your Reiki session, I write it out here in the 4 areas of existence, which are physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And then you have the opportunity to integrate whatever came up during your Reiki session. And so today, I got my notes out because there is a little section here that goes over each chakra, and it has like a little small synopsis. So I'm going to be teaching from this, but I'm also going to be teaching from the Reiki self-care plan as well. And so before we hop this thing on off, let me get some water. Some water. All right, family. So boom. What we looking at? The middle line is the Sanskrit symbol for the chakra. On, what is it? It's on the left side. I don't know what it is on your side. Just look, right here is the English word for the chakra. Okay? English. And on this other side, we have the positive and negative attributes of that particular chakra. Okay? And so that's what we are about to go over right here, right now together. And so first chakras first, we have the root chakra. Okay? Look at that symbol. Okay? Look at them rooted into the ground and expanding out. I like that. I like that. Okay? And so we know our root chakra. What color is it? Red. Okay? It vibrates the color of red. So right here, right now, just take a deep breath in and see the color red surrounding you. Okay? And so the positive quality of your root chakra is I am. This is what our ancestors and some of our elders be telling us when they say know thyself. This is what they mean, right? They don't always mean this in entirety. They don't always mean your ancestry, right? They mean get to know the I am. Who are you? What do you stand for? What do you know about yourself, right? What have you learned about yourself, right? The librarian is how I like to describe it. The librarian of your reality. What do you know? Because like if you come for me for help, right, and you say, look, Guruji, I want to learn how to do X, Y, and Z, and I say, well, what are you doing right now? And most people hit me with the, I don't know, I'm confused. Yeah. Get clear. Get clear on what you know about yourself. It may be difficult. It may be painful, but you better know it. You better know. Right now, Ruji, I'm struggling with procrastination. I don't know why, but when I get to doing something, I feel down and out. I feel heavy, right? That's something to know. And then we can excavate a little bit more. But you have to be able to articulate the experience, to know, to have the words to express what's happening right here. This is very important. You got to have the knowledge, right? The information, the download, right? That's what this is right here. And this is very important because it's on the root chakra. And if you don't know, right? That's how the fear start right there. Well, I don't know and I need help because you're afraid. You're afraid. So if you don't know nothing about yourself, you're going to be in fight or flight all the time because you essentially don't know what's best for you. And you're playing Russian roulette with your life. Okay? And so when we are living in a lack mindset, a fear-based mindset, whether that's the fear of looking bad, the fear of failure, the fear of pain, right? Because sometimes things take a little hard work. And sometimes we know we lazy. But sometimes our heart might be heavy. But that is a fear nonetheless, right? And so we want to get clear on who we are so we can overcome the fear. When you clear, you ain't got no fear. But when you got fear, you damn sure ain't clear. Okay? You feel me? You feel me? But let's see what the packet say about the root chakra. Because it says something in here that I really think y'all would want to know. It says, located at the base of the spine near the rectum. Right there. Right there. The first chakra is our closest connection to the energies of the earth. It is our most human chakra. It is the primary manifestation of our most primal self. As such, it is the chakra that is the most distanced from our spirit. This is why this is the hardest sometimes, right? Because when we think about fear, it's like, okay, Ruja, I hear you. This is easier said than done. You telling me to denounce the fear so I can get clear. Sure, tell me about it. I know. I want to do it. I want to, but it's hard. And the reason that it's hard, family, is because this is the slowest moving chakra. This is the chakra that is anchoring us to this planet, right? And we all know that Earth is the densest planet. It's the hardest. It's the toughest. It's the most bullshittiest, okay? And so with that information in mind, it's like, dang, I really need to slow down and see what's going on. Because even down here, this energy is slow moving. It just said it is the most distanced from source. This chakra is the most distanced from your higher self, which means in order to hear and get clear on shit down here, I would suggest slowing down, right? Just slow down, right? You aren't clear on the I am, but you're clear on the fear. Well, you know, when you start doing shit and you scared, your adrenaline get to going, you're messing stuff up, you're dropping stuff, you can't remember. All of that is going on. But if you just slow down, it might be like, ooh, I'm scared, but I'm finna knock somebody out. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Boom. So I feel good about that one. Root chakra, Muladhara. You know what I'm saying? And it is the I am factor of your life when you are maneuvering in a positive aspect with this chakra. But then when you move unconsciously or the negative aspect of this chakra, it is fear. Okay, family? Good old fear. Excuse me. Next, we are going to get to sacral, the sacral chakra. Look at that Sanskrit symbol right there. Right there, right there. You feel me? Right there, right there. And I want to see where my shit at. Hold on. I know, it's gone. But look, sacral chakra. Because I was about to tell you the Sanskrit word, but I don't want to mess it up. And then y'all be looking at me like, oh, she told me the wrong word. We're not doing that. So we got sacral chakra, okay? And these build upon each other. You see this? Start to look at these top words, right? And you'll see, if we was building a puzzle, making a pie, this is just the ingredients. This is a 7-layer cake right here. And we just building and building. So the root chakra was I am. This is what I know about myself. Well, the sacral chakra is I feel. Well, I feel about what? What am I feeling? Everything that you know about yourself. You see? They build upon each other. Now look, if you living in fear, right? We're going to say procrastination for one. If you living in procrastination, which is fear of your own potential, right? You diluting your own juice, right? You watering down your own flavor because you afraid, right? Well, then let's just say you go right here and you come up to the next one. Because you're afraid, you now create a guilt complex in yourself, right? You feel bad, and now you got depression. Now you go even darker and deeper and more withdrawn into yourself because you can't reach yourself, okay? And so when you live in fear, all that fear does is create guilt. It makes you feel guilty about existing. It makes you feel guilty about being worthy it makes you feel guilty about living a life of full expression, of happiness, of joy. When you live in guilt, it leaves you sitting in the place of waiting for the other shoe to drop. You feel me? And so our sacral chakra, and also I want to talk about some misconceptions about this chakra. A lot of times when we get here, it's sexuality. Oh, it's my, I want to get with the people, and then this is how I feel, and I connect with others. No. Don't start it there. That's the problem. This is how you start to feel guilt. Because when you start things outside of yourself, you got to wait for the external to respond. And you might not like how they're responding to you, right? So it's better to kick it with yourself first. Get comfortable with yourself first. So when you go out into the world, them opinions don't make you no never mind. You see what I'm saying? But we want to start the sacral energy not with sexuality, which is the ability to receive pleasure externally and mostly in bumping stuff with people. You know what I'm saying? Intimacies with people, right? But let's just say if we took a step back, if we slowed down, like we said right here in the root chakra, well, what we're going to get is sensuality, right? Sensuality is our ability to be intimate and connect deeply with ourselves, right? And you know why that is? It will be because we know what's going on. So it's like, if I know what's going on, I know who this person is, I'm clear. Well, then Let me get to know them. Let me get up in there. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what they talking about on a deeper, more intimate level. Let me feel with them. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what we get right here in the sacral chakra. When positively, when you are clear on who you are, you get the opportunity to feel more deeply into that knowing, to verify, shit, is it true? You might get down here and you might have been thinking this whole time, I'm a procrastinator, but you get up here to feel it out and you might notice, well, damn, I wasn't a procrastinator. I just had some misinformation about myself that I couldn't feel upon. It didn't feel right. Maybe I was told I was a procrastinator because some people in my family told me I was lazy because I didn't want to go after life how they went after it. Maybe I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I want to, you know, like everybody doing now, is starting my own business, but maybe you want to do it in a different way. You see what I'm saying? You get the opportunity to feel these things out and to see if they're true, right? And when this is not operating, like we said, family, this is guilt. You feel guilty for even existing, right? If you don't know who you are, you feel so out of place, okay? It's on here, so I'm going to say it. The Sanskrit word for sacral chakra is Savasthana. I'm not going to say that shit. Forget it. I'm going to read, though, the synopsis, family. It says, the second chakra, which extends from the top of the pelvic bone to the navel, is popularly perceived as the sex chakra, right? What we just talked about. But sexuality is a metaphor for the power that resides in this chakra. The most fundamental characteristics of the second chakra is its power to create and recreate, to give and to receive energy. And it's giving and receiving from a sense of I am, right? When we let go of the sexual aspect of this chakra and get more into creation, if I just said it right there. If we didn't use this energy for sex, we would have more of the energy to use on ourselves, to use that sensuality on ourselves, to get to know ourselves deeper, to create and recreate, thus blossoming creativity from this chakra. But a lot of times, people can't get the creativity out of the sacral chakra because they're too busy fucking, okay? Or they're too busy using this energy to connect with other humans externally instead of using that lust as an internal connection point between the inner child and the ego, right? Goddamn, I'm getting hot in this bitch. I'll be in there like preacher cup. All right, family, and again, if you are writing and responding on this video, because I'm using the board, I had to flip the camera so it wouldn't be reversed. So I am looking at the back of my phone, which means I can't even actually see the front. So I'm not ignoring you, no, none of that. I just can't see. All right, so boom, we're going to move on to the solar plexus. Okay, and you see that lovely symbol right there. I really like this one. Because it look for me, to me, it looks like energy coming into the body and then moving around. And I feel like it would still keep going, keep flowing, right? So the solar plexus is yellow. Oh, forgive me, family. Sacral chakra is orange. Okay? Solar plexus is yellow. And so what we know about the solar plexus, this is literally our battery pack. If we had an outlet and we plugged it in, we do it right here at the solar plexus. But it's like you don't even got no reason to be plugging in nothing if you don't got none of these. What you plugging in? Okay, that's what I'm saying. We ain't got nothing to plug in. But look, the positive of the solar plexus is I do. Right? And then continue to see how they build, family. When you know about yourself, when you got the knowledge to know, okay, damn, this who I am, this what I know about myself. Well, let me test it out. Let me hop into this knowing and feel it. Let me stop processing with my mind and process this experience with my heart. And then what that junk got to say? And now it's like, okay, now we done felt, let's move, let's do something, let's use the energy. And this is how we get to the solar plexus, right? When you spend a lot of time in that sensuality part, right, you can use this energy to bust a move. But a lot of times, Right here, if you expend this energy in an off-balance way, you don't have enough power to start busting a move, to do something about your dreams and goals, or about, you know, the virtues you're looking to create, the spiritual journey you're looking to go within, okay? And so this is all about I do. And your I do ability is impacted by shame, right? And shame is like, shame is like the negative mind chatter that you actually believe. Like you believe it to be true. So then you become ashamed about yourself. And then you can see, look how it builds. If you are in fear, which means, again, I'm just going to use an example. Let me think. I was procrastination. Okay. So I'm afraid of my own potential. So I procrastinate. Now, when I procrastinate, it makes me feel guilty maybe about the things. It makes me feel guilty about even having dreams and goals and desires. Because it's like, how can you even want something and you can't even get up and do it? Why do I want to do it? Right? And so now you're bouncing back and forth between these ideas. Why I want to do it. I'm not worthy to receive it, but I want to. I know that I can do it, but I've been told before in my past that I won't be able to accomplish things, or things won't work like this, right? So now you feeling guilty. Then if you make it up here and it's still negative, now you straight up feel ashamed. You feel like, what's that word in coaching? Dang! What's that word when they be like, you imposter syndrome, right? Now you get up here and you like, I mean, if I did it, right? Let's just say I'm procrastinating on making courses, right? And then I get on here and I start to talk and I'm gonna feel ashamed, like, bruh, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You out here trying to tell other people how to do stuff, but here you are procrastinating. You see what I'm saying? Negative self-talk. That's when you start to believe that shit. And it really make you feel like an imposter. Like, you know what? And that should have you giving up on your dreams. Because you'll be like, you know what? Bro, that stuff right. I really can't even manage my own stuff. So who am I to be telling or showing somebody else how to navigate their reality when I can't even maintain my own? You see? It keep building. It keep getting worse and worse. Okay? And now it's getting worse and worse, and you're moving faster. Energetically, you're moving faster, which means you're more susceptible to keep adding on bullshit, because now this root chakra, which is the slowest one, it ain't moving at what? 5 miles per hour. Now, right here, it's at 20. Up here, now you're going 50. So let's just say, metaphorically, you driving in a car and you start hitting shit. First one, you said, boom, and you just boom, and now you just hitting shit, right? You see what I'm saying? You going faster and faster, and if you don't slow down, you're gonna mess your shit up. Okay, you're gonna have dents and dings all in your metaphorical body, right? Which metaphorical body is the spirit, the physical body is this one, the one that's talking and going on right now. So let's see what the packet got to say about the solar plexus. And the Sanskrit word for solar plexus is Manipur, okay? So located in the middle abdomen, slightly below the tip of the sternum, is the physical location of the primary organs of digestion, the stomach, intestines, liver, and pancreas, and it governs the energies of these organs. The third chakra is where nutritive energy is digested and then dispersed to the nadis, just as food is dispersed from the stomach. And so if you've seen my other video, energy blocks, we go over each nadi, right? We got the Adha Pingali. Then we got the Sushumna Pingali. And then we got them, they all work together. And these are the energy blocks in which the chakra energy is moving through. And so if that shit is off, right, you aren't taking in the nutrients and you can't get the power that you need. That's the whole reason that we eat. I mean, in the Western culture, we be eating for pleasure, to feel good, or to sometimes satiate emotional needs, whatever the case may be. But the whole purpose of eating food is to absorb and digest the information and the nutrients of the food, which is why they tell you, you eat certain foods that look like your body parts and it will inform them. So this is grounding. When you eat red foods to ground your red chakra, a strawberry got the information that your root chakra needs to balance itself, because it is attracting positive like energy toward itself. Same thing for the sacral, eat an orange. Same thing for the solar, eat a pineapple, it's yellow, right? We're digesting the information, and this is the particular chakra that actually does so. All right, family? Boom, we moving up to the heart. We see the symbol. For some reason, I really feel like all of these symbols really look like the actual body part, but I cannot articulate why. For some reason, this is, if I didn't see nothing else and I just saw the symbol, this is giving me heart vibes. I would be like, I buy it. It's giving what it's supposed to give. You know what I'm saying? But we have the heart chakra, and the Sanskrit word is anahata or anahata, however you want to pronounce it, right? And so, as we continue to build, family, the heart chakra tells us when we are in its positive energy, I love. When we are in its negative energy, it is grief, right? And if we let's just look at grief in itself. Grief is an illusion, yes, right? It's very real, right? But it's an illusion in its sense that everything is energy, which means we never lose anything. We never are actually separated or are cut off from whatever it is we think that we have lost, right? Because we're all energy, we're all connected. And so grief shows up so that you can invoke love. Grief shows up so you can have a deeper appreciation, so you can express gratitude, which brings your ass back to love. And as we see, none of these can happen without the other. And that's probably one of the most, if you don't hear nothing else, I say, remember that they all beget each other, which means you got to have a little guilt to feel. You got to have a little shame to get up and go. You got to have a little grief in order to love. Okay, so when we get in these low vibrational moments, you ain't got to make it mean nothing about you, right? There is no such thing as good or bad. That's what we got to get out of. These plus and negatives do not mean good or bad. That is a judgment, right? And we don't judge. We just out here living, trying to do what we need to do, right? But these are positive and negative. And I know that I got to have a negative to get to a positive, and I got to have a positive in order to get to a negative, right? And so just let it be. Right? A lot of times, this is what we've been taught. To disregard the negative aspects of your person and only accentuate the positive. This is why we have a shadow. So all of that negative shit is just tucked away. It never gets looked at, and it creates these broken, splintered parts of yourself who just want chaos, who wake up and choose violence, right? And so to not create this disassociative soul, right? You just accept that you are all of these things in each of these chakras. You are love, yet you are grief. Yeah, we know this shit is confusing. Sometimes you just want the simple direction, but it's okay. It's beautiful. You see what I'm saying? And so, watch how they build, family. When you know what you know about yourself, you can feel into it. You can start processing things mentally. Let your ego be like, okay, bet, I did that. I can get down with that. Then you bring the heart into it. And let the heart tell you what's really going on. Because that's the true mind of the whole show. So once the heart tell you, like, I felt that, cuz, and I'm riding with it, let's rock on out. Then you do what you got to do. You come up here and you start busting a move towards it, right? And then now it's like, okay, now I know, I done felt it, and now I done bust a move. I can really get clear on what I love. I can really get clear on my mark, make my purpose, because every mission purpose, every soul has a mission, which is to be loved. But the purpose, the way in which you invoke that love is totally up to you. So that's what we get into it right here, but you got to get your foundational blocks first. Before you're able to just really go out into the world and to be that version of love that you're meant to be, you gotta get these three foundational chakras together. Because what do you see, family? Your heart chakra is the one that intercepts the low vibrational energy with the high vibrational energy, right? It's the only one that balances and evens this out, which is why they always say, in is the only way out. Going in through your heart is the only way to escape these lower density vibrations, right? And so you really got to get jiggy with all of this shit under here before you can really open up your heart chakra. A lot of us try to go to our heart chakra and open up, but sometimes that may be painful if you haven't reconciled the things and the experiences that you've had down here in this low vibrational area. And that's important, okay? And the reasons why this is important is because since this is low vibrational energy, it moves slower. And you don't need no dense, just imagine. This is a system. This is tissue paper, and we want it to flow. Don't nobody got time to be plunging every couple of days because this is clogged up, and all we trying to do is flush and get a nice open flow. You see what I'm saying? My metaphors be killing me, honey. They be killing me. So then let's see what the packet has to say about the heart chakra. The fourth chakra, or heart chakra, is not only the site of the physical heart, but also the site of one of the body's most exquisite centers of energy and spiritual communication. The fourth chakra is often described as a transitional chakra because it is the transition between the lower and upper chakras, right? The fourth chakra is the connecting point for the lower chakras, right? Which are self-absorbed, survival-oriented qualities. And the higher spiritual chakras are other directed, pointing outward bound, and those are the higher vibrational qualities that we want to begin to merge. Because of its elevated energetic qualities, the fourth chakra is associated with the element air and the lungs, okay? So this is even when we get into breath work, you know what I'm saying? You get into here because you want everything to flow. You want to feel good. I wish I could see y'all questions if y'all had anything for me, but look, I feel juicy. I hope y'all enjoying this. I'm having a good time being up here. And we might just hit that time mark, maybe about 45, couple minutes, because it's 7:36 right now. All right, look, throat chakra. Let's run it. Does this not look like a throat? Okay, look at that line. Throat, that's what it's giving me. Okay, so we have the throat chakra, which is Vishuddha, okay? Vishuddha, you feel me? That is the Sanskrit word, and this is the symbol. And so when you are actively moving in positive energy with the throat chakra, you have I speak, okay? That's the wetness of it all. It's like all of this is an internal party, and only when we get to the throat chakra does it really become external. You're now making realities based off of what you know about yourself, how it make you feel, how you want to go about it, and then what you love. Now it's time to speak about it, right? And also, let me tell you, family, all of these chakras have elements that predate them that created these. The universe went through this exact same process, step by step. And then it said, oh, I'm going to use this same plan and make humans. Sweat on me. That's what it did. And so we can look at this, how the universe did all of this, and then we can see how we can show up and do the same thing. And so when we are actively speaking our truth, right, we are operating out of love, and we have the space to take action. We know how we feel in our heart, and we also know how we feel in our minds, right? But when our knowing of ourselves is unclear, and we are clouded by negative thoughts, because your thoughts, it's like a vicious cycle, like a hamster wheel. Your thoughts can evoke emotions, right? So a feeling and an emotion are two different things. A feeling is the feel itself, the emotion, the stimuli itself, and then the emotions are the thoughts that we attach to the feeling, which makes it even more supercharged, right? And so when we are confused on the knowing about ourselves, and we have these feelings and emotions that are telling us something that's completely untrue, then we start taking action from our ego, from a very disempowered place, and we create chaos, and we get unclear on what's good for us. We don't know what we like. We don't know what makes us happy. And then we just start speaking lies. That's probably the origins of people-pleasing behavior, because all of this shit was unclear. And it's like, well, hell, I don't know what worked for me and make me happy, but does this work for you? Can this make you happy? And then you receive a sense of pleasure from this. When we learn to prioritize other people's ability to receive pleasure over our own, It's probably because we didn't got to the throat chakra and couldn't figure out none of this other shit under it and was just like, fuck it. The only way I'm going to be able to feel good is if I help somebody else, or if I do something for somebody else, or somebody else tells me I did a good job because of X, Y, and Z, right? Because we aren't able to actively speak all of these truths. And that's a huge issue. That's a big problem, family. And so let's see what the packet got to say. It says the fifth chakra is abundantly much a part of the upper triangle of chakras, right there, okay? Which are strongly associated with the mind and spirit. The chakras below the fifth chakra are ruled by elements that are within our earthly perspective: earth, fire, air, and water. In contrast, the fifth chakra is ruled by the element of ether. Ether in this context is energy, right? And that makes even perfect sense. If your lungs is moving, right, you are tapping into vital life force energy, which is breath itself, then, right, you actually have ether. Because you didn't took the air. It's like elements. You take all of these elements, the piece of the cake, the layers of the cake, however you want to do it, and you create ether, which is literally energy. Your voice is a vibration, which is why they say, be mindful of what you say, because this is how things are created, through vibration, and your voice is one way to get all of the internal world out externally, right? And so when you start messing with this ether, you got to be careful, right? Because, prime example, if you moving good and all of this shit under here is hot, I'm talking about hot and popping, you can say some shit right here in the throat and shut the whole shit down. Prime example, I was on my way back in Nashville to take a yoga class. And when I tell you, family, I was hot. I was rolling. I'm hyped. I'm like, bitch, this alignment been heavy. Let's roll. Let's go. I'm in the car listening to my Brene Brown. I remember I was getting it, family. I had a thought. I said, bitch, that would be crazy if my car just stopped. I ain't never had that happen. And I said, go, let that go. Y'all, in the next second later, guess what happened? That motherfucking car stopped on the interstate, on the highway. Because all of this was in alignment. I was grounded in who I was. I was feeling it. I was going with my emotions. I was in the moment. And then I was taking action. I was taking my ass to the yoga class. Let's get this energy going. And I really was listening to the Brene Brown. She was putting me in my heart space. And I had verbalized, golly, what happened? And it happened, right? That's ether energy, family. And if you've had this happen to you, you know how important this is, okay? So next, we have the third eye, okay? And forgive me, family, I keep missing the colors. So root chakra is red. Sacral chakra is orange. Solar plexus is yellow. Heart chakra is green. Throat chakra is blue. Third eye chakra is purple, okay? And so look at this pretty little symbol. That's so nice. And when this is positively working, you see, okay? You see. You know what's up. Ain't nobody playing. It's not even about the tricks. It's about the test. This is, I feel like, the whole point of hitting your spiritual journey, because when we dense, it's like you believe you are this body. You believe you are these experiences. But when you start to step into spirituality, you begin to see that this is a part of a bigger picture. Everything happens for a reason, right? And you just a part of the flow. You are part of the cosmic evolution of the planet, right? When you get right here and you get juicy in that thing, in the third eye, you get to see all of that from that perspective. And then when stuff go awry, because you're not dense no more, you up here. When stuff go awry, you don't gotta panic. You don't gotta get into the grief, into the lies, into the shame, into the guilt, into the fear. Because you see past illusions and you say, wait a minute, we in a motherfucking test. The universe trying to get me, but I got you. And you do your work. You do what you're supposed to do. And you can see past the illusions. Whether you need to cry, whether you need to verbalize, whether you need to show gratitude, whether you need to slow down, get into your body, do some breath work, whether you need to journal, You might need to have a crying session. Maybe you need to go take it back from the origins, right? And talk about the accomplishments you've had in this reality. Talk about the things that you've done for yourself, the things you're most proud of, right? You can see past all of that shit. And then when the test comes, you could be like, oh, you ain't gonna fuck me. Or universe, I'm not as stupid. I just put out a video today. Ain't no more paying the stupid tax. I done paid the stupid tax too many times sometimes because I was seeing past illusions, right? I maybe didn't vocalize exactly how I felt. Then I caught myself doing something. And then it was after the fact, at the end, when I'm experiencing pain or discomfort, and I'm like, ouch, I didn't like that. It's then I realized, like, oh, this was the test. This is what the universe was trying to show me. But when we are aligned and this third chakra is open, you see past the illusions. And you can tell the universe, you ain't gonna get me. Not today. Run me my money. I ain't stupid today. I'm paying attention right now. And I can see how this is a test. And I don't need to go. I don't need to pass go. I'm gonna collect my money. You see what I'm saying? And so let's see what the paper got to say about ajna, which is the Sanskrit word for the third eye. The third eye governs the pituitary gland, the master gland of the endocrine system. The pituitary gland is also associated with intuition because it's more than any other singular physical structure. It is the link between mind and body. The pituitary translates the ideas and emotions of the brain's cortex into the chemicals that control mood, muscle, and metabolism. And so they said a very important word, family, endocrine system. Look, I don't care if you think you don't know too much about spirituality or the body to where it's the endocrine system is 2 words that make you overwhelmed. No, it's in your body and you need to know what it do. The endocrine system governs rest and digest or fight or flight, right? Abundance mindset or lack mindset. So, shoot, if it was me, right, and I know it's a system that governs my ability to be in rest and digest, right, which is abundance, or my ability to be in fight or flight, which is lack, I'm going to know what that system about. I don't care how medically jargon it sounds. I'm going to figure it out. And so this is what it's saying. Your third eye, your ability to see past illusions governs your body's ability to live in abundance or to live in lack. Okay? And so we already know if you're living in lack, your body don't got time, because really, this is literally the endocrine system. Lack. That means when you take in external stimuli from your environment, all of the blood that's normally in your body, all of the blood, the energy, the information that's used to heal, to just have a primal, optimal living experience in this suit, when you live in lack, which is fight or flight, every time you do that shit to yourself, all of the blood, the energy, the information that sits in the core of your body to give you an optimal living experience is rushed to your extremities. So you get the blood, the adrenaline rushing to your limbs, rushing to your feet, because your body think, we in fight or flight. I either got to fight or I got to cower. Something is going down. And we have done that to ourselves. Well, in the past, God made that because maybe it was a lion or it was a tiger and a bear. It was something happening. But now you can evoke them same emotions in yourself, and it's your neighbor who done pissed you off, or your cubicle mate at work, or your kids, or your mama. It don't matter. So it's like, don't do that. Instead, be in abundance, which is rest and digest, which means all of the blood in your body is in its core, because we want to have a center, a strong center, so you can express out and open, right? But if my center is weak because all of my energy is at my extremities, because I don't know if I'm in danger or to panic, right? You see what I'm saying, family? So the endocrine system is important. Look it up. Rest and digest, fight or flight. And I will say the easiest way to keep yourself in rest and digest is that when you are breathing, make your exhales longer than your inhales. That gives your body the signal it needs to know, wait, we ain't no wrong. We chilling. We cool. Let's parlay. You see what I'm saying? Last but not least, the crown chakra. Hey, this the tattoo that's on my hand right there. Which is Om. Which is actually not spelled O-N. It's spelled A-U-M, and each word invokes a different aspect of the universe. Can't talk about it right now because I don't know it verbatim, but we can do that later if y'all want to know. So the positive aspect of the crown chakra is I know. Right? When you do all of this, it's like, I know. Mic drop. I got it. I know. Oh, excuse me. It's like, I know. I got it. Okay? And so when this is unconscious or negative, you have attachments, right? And the attachment impedes your ability to know because you're so attached to the thing itself, right? And so when you're up here and you're not attached to physical things, you can continue to create and recreate your reality. You're better in line with what the universe has, because we all know that the only constant in this dimension is change. So if you get up here and you struggle with attachment, then that means you're going to struggle to continue to come in and out of this process, because this isn't a one-time be-all type thing. Like you go through each of these levels and you make this cake once and it's forever done. No, I guarantee you will make this entire 7-layer cake and your ego will do some fuck shit and literally sabotage all that you've built and knock the cake over, and you're going to have to do it again. That's not bad. That don't mean your ego is good or bad. It means shit, you got something to learn. Ta-da! I gave you something to do, self. That's it. But if you get up here and you get too attached to your ideal thinking, or you get attached to the way you set something up, you're going to struggle. You don't know the truth of the entire situation because you too attached to the earthly or the physical part. Or this is even a better thing that I teach and say now. When we get up here, when it comes to I know, that means you know you win the test and you got the right answers. So it don't matter how many ways I rearrange the questions. Every time you retake this test, you get the right answers because you know. And the way that you do that is it don't matter. I don't care if it's a person or a situation. What you do is you attach to the lesson, right? If you attach to the lesson and not the person or not the situation, you won't get caught up in this negative energy because you're focusing your attachment on your ability to know, not on your ability to know this illusion and to be misinformed, right? Because if you got attached to the person or to the situation, then you are definitely going to be seeing an illusion, right? But if you attach to the lesson, what was I meant to learn right here? Why did the universe put this in my path? Then you will always be able to recreate new realities, right? When you get up here to the crown chakra, and that's very important. That's centeredness, family. And the crown chakra color is white, and the Sanskrit word, I'm gonna mess it up. Sahasrara. Sahasrara. Look, it feels juicy. I'm gonna run with it, okay? All healing begins with the mind, and the mind is the servant of the spirit, right? The spiritual mind. That's what we're talking about. And by spiritual mind, we mean the positive and the negative qualities coming together, making a superhuman per se. Once we get into this, how the universe creates it, instead of crown, the word is gender. And it doesn't mean boy or girl. It means to generate. It means to continue to make new realities, new universes, right? And so when you hear mind in this aspect, I'm not talking about your 3D dimensional mind that lives in the box of your brain. I'm talking about your spiritual mind, right? So all healing begins with the mind, and the mind is the servant of the spirit. Spirituality cannot be attained in the mind alone. To find it, you can only feel it. Yet finding that feeling is impossible without the powers of the mind, the whole mind, the rational mind, the emotional mind, the intuitive mind, the mind that holds the past, the mind that conceives the future, and the mind that knows the soul, the conscious mind, your actual spirit, right? Your spark of divinity that lives within you, right? You get to touch it right here, okay? You feel me? And so, boom, we right on time. We about to hit this 6-minute meditation. And if you've been here the whole time, this has been a quick little 60-minute re-up on this is what's going, this is your chakras, family. And so you should be able to use this information to take inventory about what's going on right here, right now in your reality. You should be able to use this and allow anything that you know or feel in your own experience to come to the forefront of your mind and use this information to dissect it, to integrate it, to bring coherence to whatever you're experiencing, okay? And so next, I'm about to hit us with a Reiki infused meditation. And so we're going to use all of this energy, right? All of this energy, and we're going to get clear. We're going to open up the chakras, get clear on the chakras, and then I'm going to send you on home. Go and do whatever you was doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to change my camera around a little bit, so I'm going to come around, but hold on for now. There I'm is. There I'm is. Got my meditation ready. Yeah. So I will say, go ahead and find a comfortable seated position or a safe space where you can lie down and not be disturbed. However you meditate, go ahead and set your feng shui. You feel me? Set up your feng shui and let's go. About to go ahead and hop right on into that thing. Welcome to the journey back to yourself. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale out through the mouth. Gently allow your awareness to fall deeper and deeper towards the earth. Take another cleansing breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Open your mind, body, and soul to universal life force energy. Take one final cleansing breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. On your next inhale, gently seal your lips and begin to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Begin to find your natural breathing rhythm. Just for today, I will give thanks for my many blessings. I do not criticize or judge myself and others. Just for today, I will not anger. I do not accuse or blame others. Just for today, I will not worry. I do not block or divert energy when amongst others. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. I do not contradict, disapprove, or oppose the experience of others. Surrender. 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 Just for today, I will be kind to all living things. I do not punish others by withholding love. With these virtues held firmly in my heart, I know that I am wholly lovable and wholly loving. For I am perfect, whole, and complete, with no thing to fear. Begin to bring gentle movements back into your fingertips and toes. Begin to bring your awareness to the sensations that you feel inside your body and set your intentions. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. All right. Okay, family. Thank you for joining me today for our community Reiki share. I am really, really excited about the information we were able to cover today, about the re-up on the chakras that you were able to tap into, and this Reiki infused meditation we just wrapped up. I will say, family, this is my first time doing a Reiki infused meditation, and so you just look at you, look at how you looking. You're just so precious. And I get to do these things for you, and it just warms my heart. And so until next time, Sister, I love you. Peace out.